Okay, Kate, so 45 in the last paper one that I marked. So 92 would be your estimate, and if you get that, I will be absolutely delighted. So let's see how close you get. You've missed 14 there as a factor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1 there. Square numbers, so you go through 6 sixes, 5 fives and so on. So 5 fives are 25, 6 sixes are 36, 7 sevens are 49, 8 eights are 64, 9 nines are 81. 81 is the square number. You need to tell me that that isn't just 1000, that's the position that it's in. Its value is 7000. Unfortunately, 51 isn't a prime number because 3 goes into it. 3 goes into 5 once, remainder 2, 3 goes into 21, 17 times. What you're looking for is 53 or 59. 1 mark for that. That isn't 6 out of 10, it's 6 which are shaded out of all of them, which is 16. Also, you then need to give it in its simplest form, because you can divide both of those by a number, and the number is 2. That becomes 3/8. So only 8 marks on that first page, which is a little bit disappointing. It's important that you don't drop any marks on those early questions. She did buy 12 pens, but what you haven't done is to communicate to me how are you doing that. Why are you taking 80 off there? What is that giving you? Why are you dividing by 60? So there's no communication, so you're not only going to get the maths marks there. There's 4 marks for this graph. You won't get the 4 marks because you haven't told me what this axis means. So you either say frequency, or you give me the context, which is the number of students choosing the sports. So out of the 4 marks, you will get 3. Hockey is right. 20% chance isn't. What you need to do here is to write the number of students that prefer cricket, which is 10, over the total number of students, which is, tells you in the question is 35. So you just write it as 10 out of 35. That is correct. This one isn't, because you haven't written the question down right. It should be 45. But your method is right. There's another careless little mistake that's cost you a mark. 50 is right, the units are right. 72 is wrong, because 8 times 3 is 24, not 27. The units, however, are right, so you will lose your answer mark there. That's not 3%, it's 30%. 3/10, however, is correct. 10 out of 25 is fine, and that is right. So 3 out of 4 there. 8 for the page. 6 plus 1 is 7. Take away 2 isn't 4, it's 5. Win once, lost once, draws and lost again. So 1 win, 1 draw, 2 losses. Draws twice, loses 3 times. 6 foot, 4. 4, 8, 9 for that page. Well done, that's good. That's excellent. Not many people have got that right. Bit of a recovery here. Right, that's not right. What you have to do here is look at winning a score of 10 or more, so you need to count how many scores there are which are winning scores. So there'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the top number is the number of chances of winning out of the total number of chances altogether, which is the total number of outcomes in there. So there's 4, 8, 12. So that's what you're looking for there. For you, for your answer, that's actually correct. 30 lots of £1.50 isn't £4.50. It's £45. And 60 lots of 80, 6 8s are 48. So that's £48. So for you, the profit would be 48, take away 45 would be £3. So you haven't done enough right there. This isn't an equation, there's no equation. So it's just minus 1a plus 2b. This is what we were practicing last week. You, like so many others, despite the fact that I mentioned this when we did it last week, has fallen into that trap. This means something divided by 5 is 10. It's not asking you to work out 10 divided by 5. So to get the something on its own, the x on its own, you have to do the opposite of dividing by 5, which is multiplying by 5. And that one's right, well done. So 2, 4, 5 on that page. With these ones you need to give an explanation of your choice. You must give an explanation. So all prime numbers are odd. It is false. And it's false because 2 is even and prime. This one's wrong. It is false because 18 divided by 2 is 9, which doesn't end in a 4. Here what you're looking for is if you've got any number multiplied by the 1 by 4, it means one of them is odd and one of them is even, and anything that you times it by an even number will give you an even number. This is right. If you remember when we went through this a few weeks back, what we looked at was that if the numbers were square numbers, the powers were always even. So in order to turn that into a square number, if I multiply it by 2, that will give me 2 squared, which will be even. So then I'd have to multiply it by 3 to make that 3 squared. So 2 times 3 is 6. That's right, a bit scruffy. Use a ruler, please. Don't give the examiner excuses to penalise you. That's correct. Tom is right. Look at which bar is higher and what length it is on. That's not bad. That's not bad. You could be a bit clearer. If you look here, for Billy, there's only 10 logs, 5 and 5, that are bigger than 65. If you look at Tom, you've got 30 and 10, 40 logs that are bigger than 65. I'll give you the mark. Take a look how I explain question 15. Okay, carries quite a lot of marks and some of them should be accessible to you. With this one, that is a property of a parallel line, you're quite right. So you want to work out what that angle there is. Now the way that you get to that is through this triangle. You got a straight line there, so you know that that and that must add up to 180, so you can work out what that is. Once you know what that is, you're in a triangle, and you know that angles in a triangle also have to add up to 180, so add those two together, take it away will give you that angle. Now that angle and that angle are the same, and from parallel line properties, that angle and that angle are the same too. Well done. Alright then, Kate, so what are we looking to beat? 45. Well, you've lost quite a few marks in the early stages. 8, 13, 19, 27, 36, 44, 49, 54, 56, 59. That's quite a good comeback at the harder questions. For this particular year, that would have got you a grade D. You needed 61 to get a C. So you're only 3 marks, 2 marks even, off a grade C, which is really good. But when you look at those earlier questions, you were just throwing marks away. You're a long way off your 92%, but you need to have a look at the questions that I've marked wrong that you thought were right and get that sorted. Take a look how I do them on my video clip and make sure you don't make those mistakes again.